Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the greatest time of the day. From the center of the universe, New York City, it's the main event you've been waiting for. It's time to go in the cage with Cyclone.
And your Messiah, for the 58th time, has come back to your life. And guess what? Today, I'm the only one doing the show. No Ariel Hawani, no more Luke Thomas. It's just me. If it wasn't for me, there'd be nobody. See? Because I love you. That's why I come back. Anyways, July 1st, holy smokes, time is flying by. Fingers crossed, arms crossed, the summer flies by because I hate this summer. Give me the spring, give me the fall, makes me happy. You guys might notice something is missing here, the wheel. No wheel today. Here's why. Well, here's the real reason why there's no wheel. When there's less than 3 people, which means either 2 or 1, question for the raffle, the trusty Japanese quarter comes out to pick a winner. But with only 2 people sending in questions this week, going to change things up even more because I'm just so darn nice. Nobody's nicer than me, so I do good things. Both people who sent in questions, Rudy Asher and Susan Walker, are getting prizes. That's the way I roll. I take care of people who take care of me. So, that's what we're going to do. Is the sound going good? All right. So anyways, like I was saying, it is completely and totally a gift-giving day by me today. Rudy Asher's getting a prize. Susan Walker's getting a prize. As a matter of fact, here's the deal. Susan Walker isn't just getting one prize. No, Susan, you're not getting just one prize. Because you are now a top fan, Susan Walker, you are getting 2 prizes. So, they will be all shipped tomorrow. Rudy Asher, you have to pick up your phone so we can meet up, so I can give you your stuff, and I can give you Bernard Joseph Green stuff, who forgot to send in a raffle question. But I want to remind all of you guys, this Saturday, UFC 239, Pick'em raffle. Then at the end of the month, 240, another pay-per-view. So it's 2 pay-per-view prediction raffles this month. So there is everybody's reminder right now. Okay, so you can't say I didn't remind you, because I just did so. All right. As far as 239, really fast, yeah, everyone's talking, obviously John Jones, Holly Holm, Amanda Nunes, Thiago Santos. The one fight I'm actually looking forward to, and don't ask me for predictions, because I'm not making them now. You guys know predictions come with the raffle later in the week. But Claudia Gadelia is taking on Randa Marcos, who obviously all of you guys who know me know I'm kind of crushing on Randa. Red hair, big nose, it's kind of... And don't make no bozo comments either, anybody, but one hot Canadian. If you guys haven't paid attention yet to social media, Max Holloway has started a viral craze of spinning kicks and opening up bottles. Well, you know, I got a bottle right there. And I know I'm kind of close to it, but, you know, I think I'm going to maybe attempt like a front kick to open up the bottle. Just got to be careful that I don't, you know, like kick the bottle over and drop it, and everyone going to yell at me, you know, making a mess in here, but I promise. Now, you know what? I'm going to open up a bottle like a normal human being and not kick it. Take that, Max Holloway. Anyways, we have some games we're going to do later on. But when we come back, after our first break, we're going to be talking promoters. It's all about promoters this week. Now, guys, you got to click share. Okay, it's really simple, really easy. Just do it. Hey, Brian. Maybe, Brian, you want to swing by sometime? Anyways, check out CycloneComedy.com now that I'm starting to get focused. Check out Psyche Prods on Facebook so you can enter the bazillion raffles I'm always having, giving away free stuff. And summertime, it's hot out. You guys going to need t-shirts because you can't walk around topless. So go to Effective Aggression and pick yourself up a t-shirt. Say Cyclone sent you. And we're going to talk some promoters when we come back right after this.
This is Frank Edgar. This is the Barbarian Tim Bosch.
I'm World Series of Fighting undefeated lightweight champion Justin Gaethje.
MMA legend, UFC Hall of Famer, Iceman. Chuck it up. If you got the guts, step in the cage with Cyclone.
Okie dokie smokies. All right. So I figured the best place to start as far as promoters is concerned isn't exactly MMA, because we know who the top dog is there. Not really boxing. Let's start with wrestling, all right? Vince McMahon, in his infinite wisdom, has signed on Eric Bischoff to take over the executive director reins of SmackDown Live, and Paul Heyman to do the same thing at Monday Night Raw, which is, by the way, after this, but you guys should be watching this. Anyways, is that a good move? It is and it isn't. Here's the thing. If you think Vince is going to just let Bischoff and Heyman do everything without oversight, I got a bridge I'd like to sell you. Vince is going to micromanage every single thing these two guys do. Now, at one point, doesn't get better than Bischoff, doesn't get better than Heyman. It was the Monday Night Wars back in the day. Are they going to recapture that fire that they had? No, they can't. They're older. They're less in touch with what makes a great storyline now. Now, if they bring back a quote-unquote, like the Attitude Era type stuff, it it might do good in the ratings for a while, but overall, down the line, it really, really won't. Now, here's another reason that where it's smart that Vince procures both of those guys, and that's a big word. That's like a triple word score in Scrabble. Procures. It's to keep both of those guys, especially Bischoff. Not really, because Heyman wasn't going to really go anywhere. It was to keep Bischoff the hell away from AEW. If you don't think that's the case, once again, I still have that bridge for sale. Okay? Both guys, they need the overturn in the roster. And they need to trust in their youth movement. Okay? Especially if they get a hold of a certain tag team that I am hoping one day shortly will be in both of those chairs right there that I'm now trying to work on bringing in. Okay, Young Bucks in AEW, this team would equal, they are one of the hottest, youngest rising teams. Everybody wants them. You should know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention their names because I'm not going to jinx myself. But if I get them here, it's going to be before they sign with Vince. If they sign with Vince. As I stick to everything on the table because I'm sweating. Now, speaking of AEW, they had a slip up. This last card was, dare I say, 3-4 steps backwards from Double or Nothing. I mean, Double or Nothing, they let everything hang out. They hit on every cylinder. You were invested in every single match from top to bottom. And the storylines were great. They really were. This time, not so much. The one highlight for me, and it's not even really a highlight, is the Jon Moxley, who, like I've said 100 times over during the show, I don't get. Came through with flying colors. Moxley and Joey Janela. Look, there was no psychology in that match. There was no get involved. You know, invest your time. Invest in the storyline. It was, what was it, like 15, 20 minutes of great hardcore spots. If you like the hardcore spots, you were happy. And to be honest, I enjoy a lot of the hardcore spots. And the fact that Janela goes up to the top of a ladder, drops an elbow to the floor below, crushing Moxley on a table. Jeez. When these athletes throw their body around, it makes you get invested. But there needs to be some ring psychology to it. You can't just do, a high spot just to do it. There needs to be more of a storyline. So while the Vince and the WWE procured, once again, big word, procured, the top level writers, at least at one point in time, it makes all the sense in the world that AEW took another step back, separating that gap between the WWE and AEW. Who knows? AEW has a bunch of cards coming up this summer. Maybe they're writing gets a little bit better. Sort of like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Maybe that's the way they're going to fly. I don't know. As far as the world of boxing goes, not so much promoters, but when top level fighters start calling other guys out, it's almost as if they're becoming their own promoters. Now look, Floyd Mayweather, despite how much I hate Floyd, the guy is solid when it comes to promotion. Oscar De La Hoya, who I hate just as much as I hate Floyd Mayweather, solid promote. They get the gist of it. But Joseph Parker winning and calling out Andy Ruiz, that's a good fight to make. Whether it happens after the rematch with AJ, I don't know. I think it should happen. But I'd also like to see Andy Ruiz against Fury and against Wilder. I know he'd probably get crushed and probably get killed, literally, against Deontay. But look, you're holding some belts. Now you're running with the big boys, so the hunted becomes the prey. Happens. Demetrius Andrade winning this weekend. A coasting of a unanimous decision. Not even a struggle, not breaking a sweat. When that happens, it's a bad booking. And I really think that the WBA, WBO, WBC, IBF, and promoters need to step in and can't allow that to happen anymore. It is not good for their numbers. It's not good for their purses. And it's fights nobody wants to see. Yes, any given day, Andy Ruiz is proof of it. Anyone can win, anyone can lose. Absolutely. But I don't, and I'm sure you don't want to see these type of fights anymore. But he calls out Canelo Alvarez for a fight in September. And look, here's the deal. Canelo's already said he wants to move up a weight class and go for his 4th division championship against Sergey Kovalev. Is that going to happen? Probably not. I can't see Oscar De La Hoya letting Canelo Alvarez face Alexei Kovalev, because Alexei Kovalev would beat Canelo Alvarez down. And yeah, I get it. Overall, Canelo is a much better fighter, but him stepping up, not taking 2 or 3 warm-up fights, just stepping in against Kovalev, Kovalev will hurt him. Kovalev will hurt him really, really badly. And I'll tell you what, as far as Demetrius Andrade is concerned, what I'd like to see, with Jamal Charlo winning this past weekend also, and he got tested, where Demetrius coasted to a win, Charlo actually got tested against Brandon Adams. And sometimes that's just better, okay, to if you're a fighter, it is at times better that you just go through the fire in a fight. Okay, you get tested, that you got to dig down deep. And honestly, that's what Charlo did. Charlo got tested by Brandon. Okay, Brandon smacked him around. Brandon won a couple of those rounds against Charlo. But I'd like to see, at 160, I'd like to see Andrade and Charlo go at it. You never know what could happen in that type of an explosive fight. while overall Demetrius is a lot better, more well-rounded, Charlo has that crazy puncher chance, so no, Kenny. Look, I get what you'd like to see it, but those are the fights that have to happen. Yes, Triple G and Canelo has to happen. That trilogy must happen. Okay, and absolutely, Demetrius is the real deal. He is quite the specimen. He really is. And he's powerful as hell, and he has power in both hands. So we'll see. We shall see what we shall see. Really fast, you guys, I'm begging. I'd get down on my hands and knees, but you wouldn't see me over the table. Okay? Please. Click share. How hard is that to do? Just hit the share button. Okay? People, you always say, Cyclone, stop being so grumpy. Want me to stop being grumpy? Hit the share button, I'll smile. How about that? Check out Psyche Prods on Facebook. And obviously, you guys, you gotta go check out effectiveaggression.com. Okay? I guarantee you, you will find something you will want to purchase on effectiveaggression.com. Check it out. Now, when we come back, there's one sport left, and it's Big Daddy D, Dana White. When we come back, right after this.
Hi, I'm Jim Miller.
This is Dan Merigliotta.
I'm Derek Brunson.
I'm Nick the Carney Lentz, and you're locked in.
Okie dokie, so let's talk some Dana White. Since, as far as promoters in MMA is concerned, look, we all know how much I love One Championship. But Shatri Sitting holds his cards close to his chest. Doesn't let anybody in the inner circle at One Championship. One FC, One Championship, whatever you want to call it. Scott Coker, when there's drama in Bellator, you don't hear about it. You know why you don't hear about it? Because Scott Coker keeps it all under the wraps. Which leaves it one person. As I do some fixing up. Dana White. Where do we start? Let's go with Dana wanting to overturn John Jones's one loss. That's favoritism. That's favoritism to the umpteenth degree. Look, there's a rule set in place, no 12-6 elbows for fighter safety. That's why that rule is in place. He cracked Matt Hamill with multiple 12-6 elbows. He was disqualified. Takes the loss. If Dana wants to have that overturned, which I can guarantee you the Nevada State Athletic Commission's never going to overturn, then we must wonder, should all of Johns' wins where he was roided up, should those be overturned to losses? Because remember, Cody Garbrandt said TJ's been taking EPO for a while. He wants all those wins flipped to losses. Look, John roided up, so in theory, if you're going to overturn his one loss to a win, or a no contest at least, then all his wins while under the influence of roids, should be overturned into losses. It's that simple. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, Dana recently said, and I want to pull this up. I normally don't do this, but Dana was addressing equality in sports for women and champions the UFC as an even playing field. Is the UFC a completely and totally even playing field? Especially for women. I don't know. Well, why don't we go ask Chris Cyborg what she thinks about that? Now look, I get it. There's no law that says you got to be in the cyborg business. Okay, there's no law on the books that says Dana White and the UFC matchmakers have to give Chris Cyborg everything she wants. I get it. I completely agree. But if you sign somebody to a number of fights, you owe it to them. You owe it to them not to jack their chains from pillar to post, from one side of the cage to the other. Totally be open and fair. Okay? Because if you think the UFC is an open and equal policy, no, not even close. Now, surprisingly, Dana White did admit that he may have pushed Darren Till a little bit too quickly. Look, here's the thing about youth and prospects. When someone comes into the company and they win in exciting fashion, get a great finish, and then they do it again, and they do it again, and then again, you're going to naturally just push that person. Let's give that person a title shot. Let's put that person against a top 5 opponent, if they're ready for it or not. One of Dana's favorite sayings is, let's pump the brakes. Guys, it's time to pump the brakes on everyone's career. Like I said last week, and I've said 100 times over, before getting signed, before you come into a company like the UFC or even a Bellator, okay, we see it in the Aaron Pico situation right now, okay, where now this kid is walking around with like Tourette syndrome because he doesn't know which way is up because they pushed him so fast, they pushed him so hard, and now he can't see which way is up. Okay? That's not good. That doesn't help anyone. Pump the brakes on everyone's career. 15 to 20 amateur fights. You put somebody 4 or 5 fights against someone, unranked opponents, and you put him somewhere 13 to 15, then 10 to 13, then 8 to 10, then 6 to 8. You move up slots 1 or 2 at a time. That's the way to properly do it. Okay? And it's very rare a fighter wants a belt because a belt means more money. So a fighter can't be trusted with his own career. Hence why promoters have to do a better job, and by promoters I mean Dana White, and even to some extent with Aaron Pico being the perfect example, Scott Coker. One or 2 at a time move up. There's no rush. No one's dropping dead anytime soon. The planet is not going to explode tomorrow. There is no need for everyone to get their goddamn title shots tomorrow. Wait. Wait, that's all you need to do is wait. Now one thing not promoter related that I did want to bring up is Jose Aldo signed a 8 contract extension. Who knows at what weight class? Obviously, the next 1 or 2 I'm going to assume are still at 145. Does Jose Aldo go to 155? Here's the thing about 155. The guys like Khabib, the guys like Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje, they're already there. Does Jose Aldo's power translate up to 155? I don't know. I don't think it would translate the way that I think Luke Rockhold is going to have the success at 205, the way Thiago Santos did also, going from 185 to 205. I think at 155, Jose might knock off a couple of the mediocre guys, the middle tier guys. Top notch? I don't know. And look, we all know, deep, way deep down in that Brazilian soul, Jose Aldo wants to rematch Conor. Okay? He's been hit with 13 seconds since 13 seconds happened. Okay? That's all Jose's heard. After a decade of being undefeated, 13 seconds just flipped. Of course you would pay to watch it, Susan. Look, it's one thing to take on, I don't know, someone like a Michael Chiesa. But when you step up to the Tonys and the Khabibs and the Justin Gaethjes, honestly, I think right now Jose Aldo puts the leather to Dustin Poirier. I really do. Against the other 3, I don't know. I think Jose can get beat all across the board. And that would be 6. I don't know if he'd want to go and end his career on a 6-fight losing streak. Anyways, look. Anyways, guys, you know what I'm going to say right now? Hit the freaking share button. Do so. Do it now. Thank you. Check out effectiveaggression.com, okay? And check out cyclonecomedy.com. Got a bunch of stuff there for you to check out, for you to enjoy, okay? And also, guys, I'm going to say it to you. It's time. If you have a business or if you know a business, tell them to hit me up. Let's get some commercials going for them. Let's see. I guess it's time for game time when we come back right after this. Yes?
I'm Dennis Bermudez. Hi, I'm Creepy Ian McCall.
Yo, I'm Kelvin Gastelum.
This is Mark Goldberg.
Yo, I'm the world's most dangerous man, Hall of Famer Ken Shamrock, and you're getting tapped out in the cage with Cyclone.
Dream,
All right, we haven't done a dream fight in like forever. Thought we could do it today. So, I am taking out my bag of numbers, pulling out 2 tickets without looking because I'm not a cheater, unlike my ex. Okay, so the numbers are 89 and 21. Okay. Wow, that's nice. Wow, turned right to it. Number 89. Former lightweight. Oh, it's not lightweight. Former light heavyweight. Forrest Griffin taking on number 21 featherweight Kron Gracie. Look, I think, and this would be a really fast fight. I couldn't see this. Hey, you know what? No, correction. I don't see this fight ending in the first round. I think Forrest Griffin would be really, really smart. Start slow. Get a couple cracks in. I think Kron would take Forrest down. I think Forrest would hand fight him. I think he could stay clear of any submission attempts. I think back in stand-up, I could see Forrest cracking Kron a couple times. Maybe busting him open, even. I could see round 2, Kron going for a couple of takedowns. I could see Forrest stuffing those takedown attempts. And I'll tell you what. I see Forrest Griffin beating Kron Gracie. Second round, TKO. I think that's kinda the way it would go. And remember, as far as Dream Fights is concerned, I'm the promoter. So I think that would be the way it goes. So I give the win to Forrest Griffin. Good old Forrest. Fan favorite, Forrest Griffin. Anyways, now let's talk about what's happening on this day in MMA history. That was good, but let's try this again. Let's see what happened on this day in MMA history.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Anyways, we have 4 birthdays today. We have Miranda Maverick, the ripe old age of 22 years old. L'chaim Miranda. Kat Zingano, Kitty Kat Zingano, who I have a crush on since day 1, 37. L'chaim Kat Zingano. And the aforementioned fantasy fight, dream fight winner, Forrest Griffin, turns 40. Oh my God, I feel so old. He's only 40. L'chaim Forrest Griffin. And one more birthday today. True, it's not MMA, but it's a special day nonetheless. Iron Mike Tyson, 53 years young today. L'chaim Mike. What else happened this day in MMA history? In 2006, it was Pride Critical Countdown. Big Nog beating Fabricio Verdum. Little Nog TKOing Alistair Overeem. And submission, first round, Kimura Josh Barnett took out Mark Hunt, the Super Samoan. That's what happened on this day in MMA history. Now, let's do everybody's favorite part, even though both people I've already said are winners, and Susan Walker is winning 2 prizes this week, and Rudy Ash is automatically winning a prize. Let's do a raffle. Okie dokies. Whoa. I almost dropped everything. I am such a slob. I don't know what matter is. Anyways, question number 1 comes from Rudy Asher, who wins just 1 prize this week. Who, by the way, better pick up his phone when I call. What are your thoughts on Bischoff being writer for SmackDown Live? Well, look, I already started the show with it. Once again, Bischoff being hired, he wasn't going to go anywhere. Okay, I mean, Heyman isn't going to go anywhere. Bischoff is a double hire to try to refire what was the Monday Night Wars, okay, to create fire, to create what he once did. I don't personally think he's going to be able to do that, by the way. And it's to keep him the hell away from AEW. That's what I think about it. Question number 2 comes from Susan Walker, who, number 2, wins 2 prizes because I'm just a good guy and she's now a top fan. Lisa, you want a prize? You got to send in a question, or you got to make predictions in the prediction raffle for a UFC pay-per-view. It's the only way you're getting a prize. Possibly. Anyways, Susan, your question. Jorge Masvidal not showing up for media day and facing off with Ben Askren makes him look scared to me. What do you think? I don't know if he's scared. As a matter of fact, I don't think Jorge Masvidal is scared of anybody, quite frankly. Him not showing up to media day, look, as a member of the media, even though I don't see myself, getting credentialed by the UFC anytime soon, that's where it would bother me if he didn't show up to media day, because I have a job to do as a member of the media. I have stories I got to do. I need him there. Do I need to see the 2 of them face off? No, not really, because they're going to face off ceremonial weigh-ins. Boom. I don't need to see him face off with Ben. I think it's a mind game. I think he's trying to mind F Ben Askren, but Funkamania doesn't get rattled like that, okay? The only way to rattle Ben Askren is to punch him in the face, as we saw Robbie Lawler do. So I don't think he's technically scared. Jennifer who? Susan, the name isn't Jennifer, it's Cyclone. Anyways, I'm just gonna let that go because I'm in my own world. Anyways, look, guys. So there's the answers. Rudy, you get 1 prize. Susan, you're getting 2. Be shipped tomorrow. You got my word. Now, guys, guess what? In a few minutes, you got to keep it here on Strong Island Television because you're going to really want to watch what's coming up next. You know why? Because this is going to be a very, very special episode of The Newman Show. You're going to want to watch it. So, until next week, like I say every single freaking week, just because you and you and you and you and you and you are not athletes, doesn't mean y'all can't be athletic supporters. Hasta la vista, baby!